Hello everybody, and welcome to another video on elite filmmakers. This video is going to be actually one of a series of videos, and these are going to be more personal videos as opposed to our more videos on a particular subject where we talk about things like 4K or what have you. So this video is going to be slightly more personal. So what I'm hoping to do is I've just done some photography at a place called Raynham in Kent a few days ago, and I'm hoping to piece it into like a documentary style. So that is what I'll be doing. Before we continue any further though, please subscribe to my channel and like my page in the description. So as some of you already know that I do aspire to become a filmmaker in the near future. So that is why I am, practicing with my photography and with my video editing skills, and actually hence the YouTube channel itself. I am part of a group on Facebook which is called filmmaking, so you can check that out when you're ready. And what I tend to do on the group is I not only post, my photography sometimes, but I've written a few articles on 4K and various subjects. So, that is that. I do have some video editing experience under my belt. Since I was young, I used to use Windows Movie Maker quite a lot. And when I got home from school, I would tend to mess around more with my photography which I previously took. Sadly, it's no longer with me anymore because my computer crashed, but there you go. They say you live and learn. However, because I'm using a Chromebook and not Windows, Chromebooks run Android, and Android is a completely different feel. And also, being a screen reader user like myself due to visual impairment, then editing with another video editor isn't really as simple as it seems or sounds due to keyboard shortcuts and what have you. This project is going to be a lot of improvising because of that. However, I believe that some of the improvisations probably will exist in some of the outcomes I intend to reach. So that is basically a bit about myself. So these videos are, by the way, you're going to join me as I edit this project documentary style. So obviously documentaries are very factual. So even though I went to Raynham as a leisure activity for myself, I do intend to make it into like a documentary style with commentary. But it's not just any old commentary. It's not running commentary like you are describing something. So it's not like, oh, this is where we went down the railways. It's more, in my mind, like Raynham Railway was first opened in 1907 and is therefore very historic. So you therefore need to get your facts together. So this is what these videos are going to be about. You're going to join me as I as I do these things. So I've got some files in there. Actually, let me cut this video and just reorganize a few things, and then I'll be back with you. So I'll see you in a bit. Alright then, I've got a few bit of disappointing news, however. I think I better explain it. So lately I've taken the Android capability off the Chromebook by removing the Google Play Store simply because I wanted to free up some space. But I did download some videos from Google Photos which actually needed to be converted. So most of this project in the video will have to wait for another video But don't worry, we can always talk through some plans and ideas that I have. So on the screen, I've got a video playing, and that's showing some in-car journey. So somewhere along here, it would be nice to do a time lapse. A time lapse. Now, a time lapse, I believe, is, let's say, a certain number of images in a given duration or given amount of time, and that gives the filmmaker or camera operator time to get things out the way and done with without keeping the viewers waiting. So it's sort of like temporary entertainment for the viewers, but it can also be used in various ways. So it would be nice to have a time lapse of the car journey while we sort of have a little bit of briefing about Raynham, and then as we're walking along the tracks or whatever, we can sort of talk about its history. So, time lapse, as I said, are images. Now, I have an idea on how to create the images. I have a video to photo app installed previously. So, what we'll do is, of course, in another video, we'll create the time lapses. Time lapses also need to have music because they traditionally do, and also music goes well with such with such aspects. So let us talk about the things that I would time lapse. So we're going to time lapse this. Now this part is around about 2 or 3 minutes long. We're not going to have 2 or 3 minutes long of time lapse. However, I will still time lapse the part of the video, and then what we can do is, depending on how many images we've got, we can always sort of cut and mix bits out, so it's all looking good. Now the videos, by the way, were actually taken excuse me, on a Nintendo 3DS and a Fire tablet, which I'll use in the future. So you can sort of tell the 3DS and the Fire tablet. So this is the Fire tablet, and this is the Nintendo 3DS. The audio is slightly clearer on the Fire tablet compared to the 3DS.
See slide 24.
Yeah, you can certainly tell a difference between the audio on the Fire tablet and the 3DS. Anyway, I probably won't talk about that in the film or documentary style film. However, I'll probably talk about that near to when the time is correct. Maybe when I'm giving a bit of a personal account on my photography. But again, we'll have to wait and see, how the cookie crumbles, as they say. So anyway, that's enough about the video. Well, that's enough about that area for now. And obviously, if you want a documentary style thing, you've got to obviously find out the information. So first of all, I'm going to open Google Docs. Oh. So I can get some things written down, because filmmakers tend to like their scripts, don't they? As I say, it's very important. I was not really a script fan, but thinking about this now, I think a script will be very important. I've also got a text to voice free app, which turns written text into audible audio, which can be played on your device using a text-to-speech changing on your device. But anyway, I'm not going to go into any of that. You probably will see some video editing on the tablet too, as I sort of piece those aspects together and what have you. But again, we'll have to wait and see how it goes. So let's write the actually let's rename the document first. So filmmaking script.
Document.
Right then, so actually let's get the ideas written down first so you can sort of have an idea on what to do. So ideas. So at beginning of film. What should I say? Harvest the to do time lapse. Use video to photo app, which is done by Void Software and is a really good app, by the way. Use video to photo app to do this. I also need to download some audio from the YouTube music library too, actually. So there is quite a lot to do. Download.
Video.
My spelling isn't very good, folks, so sorry about that, by the way.
Substituted with library.
Oh, it's corrected it now. So I think those are the ideas done for now. I think. Let us write a few more. Use talk free app. Use so MediaPad is my Huawei T5, which is part of the MediaPad series. Right then, so
Heading 2 stars
I've got info, so it therefore means that I need to actually look up the area of Raynham.
Wikipedia, new tab. Wikipedia, English.
So I'm going to type in Raynham.
Raynham, jump. See also.
Oh, so it's got Raynham, so it looks as though. Oh, Raynham in Kent. Click on Raynham in Kent. Let's have a brief go through.
Raynham, geography, demographic, amenity, facility, local media.
And you've got quite a few interesting things here. So these are all the things that the people would be expecting if you're doing a documentary style. Geography, demographic, amenity. The local media would certainly be interesting, and the newspaper. And the radio, I think that would be a nice, interesting education and the open spaces. That's going to be like a nice attraction, whether tourists or people from the neighbouring towns. I did have a brief look through, and it turns out that the Raynham quite a few years ago, well, I think it was was it 1998, joined the other towns to become Medway, which is all one. So Medway includes things like Gillingham, Raynham, Chatham, if you haven't been to Gillingham before, or if you don't live in Gillingham. Anyway, I think what I'll do is I'll conclude this video here, and in the next video I'll probably look about getting the facts written down into logical, manageable pieces of information, or I may have already done that by the time I film the next video. But anyway, the next video, no matter what, will be following on from this project video. So I hope you've enjoyed joining the project with me, and I look forward to you joining the project again with me in the next video soon. Cheerio.